13.5% starting in India reflects a base effect,
right,
doesn't it? Pent-up demand as well. If that number is at risk of moderating, then what does the new normal and what does the full year headline look like?
So we're looking around 7% for the full year.
Right.
And you need to sort of, that 13.5%, as we said, is basically obscured by the base effect. Second quarter of last year, we had the Delta outbreak. So just to give you a sense of where India stands, if you compare the level of GDP in the second quarter of this year to the level of GDP in the second quarter of 2019, so I'm going back 3 years, it's just up by about 3%. So India has a long way to go before, the scarring from the pandemic, as well as the recovery from the slowdown in private investment, especially, India gets back to the full recovery path. It's a very, very long way.
Cost of living crisis, inflation expectations in the Indian context, Jahangir, how challenging are they, and where does it leave the policy outlook for the RBI?
Look, clearly it's very challenging. But, if you look at India, it's probably in a somewhat better state than, let's say, its peers in Latin America or in Central Europe, where they're still combating, double-digit inflation. We expect inflation to slow down, but largely because energy prices will slow down and so will food inflation. But it's unlikely to go anywhere close to where RBI will feel comfortable. So we do expect RBI to raise rates, but we do expect RBI also to be very cognizant of the fact that the global economy, especially, Europe as well as US, is slowing down. Europe is going to, by our forecast, is going to be in recession territory in the fourth quarter and the first quarter of next year. So our sense is that RBI is going to take a look at all of this and go with one more rate hike of 35 basis points, take repo rate to about 5.75, and then basically pause. Because I think the growth concerns will overtake the inflation concerns, even though inflation will remain above its 4%, significantly above its 4% inflation target.